Good morning and welcome to the DFS YouTube channel. I'm Razzle and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 3rd of June. It is Tuesday. We do have a 12-game main slate ahead of us this evening. We do have a little bit of weather in Tampa Bay. We do have some warm weather in a lot of places. A lot of offensive atmospheres at initial glance. And a reminder, this is a first look at pitching options on the slate, and I will be utilizing DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool into a half or even a third. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. It allows you to get the stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. With that being said, let's take a look at these pitching options. And the weather. I'll just give you a quick glance at our weather station. Free preview. Tampa Bay could be the big issue here this evening. Slight chances in Chicago and St. Louis. But as we see, warmer temps. Great hitting environments in a lot of places. Blowing out in Sacramento. Very intriguing. Out in Atlanta, out in St. Louis, out in Boston, out in New York as well. So, like I mentioned, a lot of offensive environments. But we're here to talk pitching. This definitely is very much a first look today. I just woke up, have to get this done. Very little preview done by me. First game, Carlos Rodon. Definitely somebody we're going to be utilizing. Obviously, strong K numbers. K props 6.5, juice the over. Just makes a ton of sense. Double-digit strikeouts in 2 out of his last 4 starts. Has really been strong. Dominated this Cleveland team the last time he faced them as well. Been ridiculous at home, even though his K numbers are better on the road. 144 average against at home is just mind-blowing. Still can give up a home run or two from time to time, but still, Carlos Rodon, certainly worth the price tag. Tanner Bybee, kind of been all over the place this season. He's best one at home, and he's not at home this evening. Huge home run issue on the road so far. Was decent against the Yankees first time he faced them. I think he's in play, just because we could see a little hangover from the Yankees from that Dodgers series. But Bybee is not somebody I want to be overexposed to on the slate. Philly, Toronto. Not going to head to Bowden Francis. I'm actually going to be stacking against him a decent amount. Christopher Sanchez hasn't been great the last handful of starts. There's K upside. Did strike out 12 against San Francisco. For some reason, I just don't remember that start. But obviously, Toronto, difficult matchup. They've been hitting it a little bit better. Sanchez overall numbers are better when at home. Just now not allowing as many runs on the road, but that should regress at some point. On a 12-game slate, I might not end up on Sanchez this evening. Angels, Boston. 2 teams that strike out a lot. Kikuchi, K-prop is 6.5. Bayo, 5.5. Both are juiced to the under, though, but still. Pretty strong K-props for both pitchers. Looking at it, Kikuchi hasn't been great on the road so far this season. A lot of walks. I don't like to see that as a guy trying to roster pitchers. Walks drive me absolutely insane. At least let the guys beat you with the bat. Can't give up some home runs. Just allowing so many base runners. He's been getting lucky, to be honest. 1 run or fewer in 4 of the last 5 starts, but look at all the walks. That walk number should come down, but if that walk number doesn't, the run column should go up quite a bit. He can't continue to get out of all the danger that he's put himself into. Now with that, his K upside hasn't been the same. as previous seasons, but it is a plus K matchup for him. So I do think I want to sprinkle in some Kikuchi. I also want to sprinkle in some Brian Bayo. Just the big strikeout numbers. He hasn't been great at home, allowing a ton of base runners as well, walks, etc. This is a game that could just blow up in my face by using both pitchers. But I just like to attack the high K matchups, so I think I'm going to sprinkle both of these guys in. Feels really dirty, and if you wanted to remove both of them from your pool, I wouldn't blame you. Should be a decent spot to stack offensively too, though. Just with all the base runners both guys allow. Cincinnati and Milwaukee. 6.5 K prop for Hunter Green. Freddie Peralta 5.5 juice to the over. Another strong K matchup possible here. I'm a big Hunter Green fan, so I will obviously be using Hunter Green. He's been absolutely dominant when at home. Just a lot to like. Hasn't been super dominant since his return from the IL from a strikeout standpoint. But at some point it's going to turn around. His K prop's high enough. I think he's somebody we have to have just because of his GPP winning upside. Cincinnati is a minus 120 favorite, so he's favored in this one. Obviously a ballpark we don't love taking pitching in necessarily, but this pitching matchup certainly intriguing to me. Freddie Peralta on the other side, he's better when at home. That's obvious. A ton of walks on the road, which again I absolutely hate, but he's certainly capable of big time performances, and that's what we're looking for. So both these guys certainly going to be in play. Love the upside for both of them. A little bit afraid of the downside just because of that ballpark, but Arizona, Atlanta. I will be utilizing some Strider, but I will be tempering my expectations. Just a third start in return from the IL. It's been spaced out quite a bit here with extra days of rest between them. 4 walks last time out. A little annoying. Should be full go on the pitch count wise, but still 5 innings or less in all 3 of his made starts so far this season. It's a little wild. He just has a ton of upside. Obviously, I love Arizona against right-handed pitching, but Strider's a special right-handed pitcher. Zach Allen, don't know what's going on with him. I can't utilize him. One of my favorite pitchers in baseball, but the way that things are going right now, I just can't get there. He's been phenomenal on the road, which isn't the norm for him in his career, but still, overall, his recent trends just not good. Strikeouts aren't there, walks are up. Plenty of base runners and runs. Even some random 4 home run games allowed to Colorado of all teams. So Zach Allen just not going to do it for me this evening. Texas Tampa Bay, the weather, the big issue here. I think Drew Rasmussen's in play if we get some clearing or an idea that most of the game might play. 3 straight starts of 6 innings and 0 runs allowed. Problem, he's topped out at just 86 pitches on the season. Just 81 pitches, excuse me, in each of the last 3 games. It's just not going to go super deep. He has to be super efficient just to get us 6 innings here. 6 and 74 pitches, 76 pitches. Being very efficient, but 9 hits allowed over his last 3 starts. Just a lot of things to like in the recent trends. Plus, we know Texas, they just aren't putting up a ton of runs. Tyler Mahle, probably not going to get there. Tough to take right-handed pitching against Tampa Bay right now, or at least with their recent performances. I know Mahle's had some pretty strong starts this year, but I've said it before, probably say it multiple times. We do expect some regression coming from Tyler Mahle based on his underlying numbers. Detroit and the White Sox. Shane Smith is somebody that I've used quite a bit. Don't like that the walks have been up. A home run allowed in each of the last 3 starts after only allowing 1 prior. He has been pretty good at home, but still, it's a White Sox pitcher who we expect to just not get a ton of run support. I'm going to have to pass on Shane Smith, but I do like him as a pitcher. If you gave me a decent argument to why you want to use him, I probably wouldn't blame you, but still. Gibson Long, going to be making his MLB season debut. Threw just 53 pitches in his last start. I would guess that he is somewhat limited in pitch count, but we're going to need to learn some more about him because obviously it's a great matchup against the White Sox. Kansas City, St. Louis, Lorenzen Payante. I'm just not going to go there. Neither team is a big strikeout squad. I know the Kansas City's had some strikeouts recently, but Payante is just not somebody I expect to take advantage of those. He was solid against Kansas City first time he faced them. Lorenzen did not face the Cardinals in that series, but he's been much better at home, so I just don't really want pitching in this matchup this evening. Baltimore, Seattle. Shigano has been kind of all over the place. I just don't think I'm going there against Seattle. George Kirby, somebody that is going to intrigue me, has not looked good in his return from the IL, start to the season, etc. But he's somebody that we should expect to figure things out sooner rather than later. And it's not a bad time for him to get the Orioles, considering their struggles to begin the season. His K-prop sitting at 5.5 as well. So we do have some healthy K-props on some of these guys, so I will be utilizing Kirby, understanding that there's a decent amount of volatility. Landon Raup has looked good the last 3 times he's taken the mound. Really good against Detroit last time out. Errors cost him. I just don't know if I want to go with him against San Diego. Struggled against them the first time, but he is pitching in the ballpark that I love. Taking pitching in, I just don't think I'm going to get there. Ryan Bergert, I'm not sure how stressed out he is. I would assume he probably was starting in the minors, but that's something we're going to have to dig into. But still, he's just some random fill-in guy that I just don't know that I love. Again, we'll have to dig in, just because this ballpark is so great for pitching that I do need to do my homework on that one throughout the day. Pablo Lopez coming off of a rough start, but he's capable of dominant performances. The A's have struggled. They're 1-18 over their last 19 games. I think we just have to play Pablo Lopez this evening. K-prop is 6.5. To go back to Bergert, K-prop of 3.5 juice to the under tells me that he's probably not going to pitch more than a few innings. So, but again, we'll do some digging on that one and make a decision based on what we find. Jacob Lopez got absolutely ripped last time against Toronto after a dominant performance against Philadelphia. I have a little interest in him just because Minnesota can struggle against left-handed pitching. But being healthier with Buxton and Correa in the lineup, maybe they're a little stronger, but still, I think there's upside for Jacob Lopez. As gross as it might feel, doesn't have a K-prop right now, but might be worth some action. Tyler McGill. Blackburn shut down the Dodgers pretty good last night, so maybe we have to consider McGill. I don't love it, but K-prop of 5.5 is a healthy one for him. Maybe, if we want to round out our pool. Kershaw, I just don't think I'm getting there. He looked good against Cleveland last time out, but I just don't know if he has the upside anymore. I do want to see him be good. Always been a big Kershaw fan, but still, just not sure he has the upside we need. But there we have it. There's a first look at the pitching options. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I'll put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.